few years ago, I came across self-help books. I had some really influential people around me at the time. I was a personal trainer, probably around 8 years ago. And it just started to show me or raise my awareness to certain areas in life that maybe I want to improve upon. And self-help books, podcasts, anything that kind of takes you for a walk through someone else's mind and maybe has you look at the way in which you do things, whether it be habits, whether it be thought patterns, whether it be anything. And you kind of come back to yourself and you can judge yourself as to how you are with that particular thing. And I found personally that I wanted to improve upon a lot of things. It was super helpful at the time. I remember when I would read books, I'd get super motivated. It actually pumped me up. And what I would find, whatever it was that I was looking to improve upon, I would be fully focused on it. All that and nothing else. And for a period that was helpful, I guess, like I would see improvement upon that thing, but I would always notice that I would fall off a cliff. And what I mean by fall off a cliff is I would notice my life experience would drop. I would no longer be motivated. The motivation would die down. I would no longer feel as inspired. And it took so many years to find out what that was. I would constantly be thinking that it's other things that that I need to improve upon. But simply for me, in my experience, I noticed that I was doing all or nothing. And the way that I can make sense of all or nothing, I was focused all on that one thing that I wanted to improve upon. And I wasn't really focusing on anything else. And why that was a problem for me was, while focusing on what it was that I wanted to improve, there were other things in my life that are also of internal interest, internal meaning, that also need servicing. And what I'd find is, while I was putting all my energy, because I only have a certain capacity, a certain energy that I can put into things, if I'm putting all my energy into this thing, all these other things that are also meaningful, some could say, like I could say as equally meaningful, they start to drop down because they're no longer being serviced. That realization, through a lot of fuck ups, I guess you could say, or a lot of unfavorable experience, led me to understanding myself a little deeper. And this is where I came up with a framework that works for me based on 3 foundational things. So the first is physical health, the second is lifestyle, and the third is mental wellness. Now, for me, what I've noticed massively, at the end of everything, all I want is an elevated experience. What do I mean by an elevated experience? I want to live moment to moment feeling like I'm fulfilled. And for me, there's 2 simple things that are the essence of feeling in touch with fulfillment. It's feeling enthusiastic and passionate about where I'm spending my time. So to come back to the 3 foundational things: physical health, lifestyle, and mental wellness, at the core, like let's say in the middle of all 3 of those things, they overlap. They're not separate from each other. Depending upon how far out you look, they can look very separate, but if you zoom in on all of them, at their core, they all overlap, meaning they all require a certain amount of attention. So for me, what I've found that really works really well is to understand my ideal in all 3 of those areas. What is it? What is my ideal scenario? Is there something in particular when it comes to physical health, lifestyle, and mental wellness that is going to allow me to feel fulfilled? Well, of course there is, and I'm sure there is for you guys out there too. And for me, at the core understanding that my capacity, meaning the amount of time that I have and the amount of energy that I have to put into these things, is the vital life force for all those things, or for the ability to put into those things. So when it comes to the foundation of understanding that my physical health, my lifestyle, and my mental wellness, and progressively moving towards an ideal state in all of those things, I began to notice that it's not about getting there, wherever there is. It's about how I feel walking the path, moving toward the ideal in those 3 different areas. And that's what allowed me to notice that I feel fulfilled. And understanding your capacity, meaning how much time you have to give to these 3 different areas, and understanding how to prioritize that, is the framework, I believe, for success. Understanding and frequently reviewing, this is my capacity at this moment. These are the 3 key areas. These are the 3 areas in life that when I'm progressively moving toward an ideal, I feel in a state of fulfillment. But right now, with the time that I have, I'm still going to service this physical health by going, for example, there'd be times where I couldn't go to the gym as often as I would like. I'd like to go to the gym 5 days a week. Right now, I need to put this time into my mental wellness. So I'd go to the gym 2 times a week, and that capacity, that time, I'm able to now put that into my mental wellness and service that the best way possible, while still servicing my physical health, understanding that, again, it's about walking with fulfillment and progressively moving toward that ideal state. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't mean that things all of a sudden get easier or anything like that. Like, you still have your challenges, you still have your difficulty. The difference that I found for me was I had a foundation, and when a challenge would come in, it wouldn't completely sideswipe me. It gave me the ability to understand or connect with the resilience that I have within me to endure this challenge, because I have my set point. I understand what my ideal is with my physical health, with my lifestyle, and with my mental wellness. And I understand also that I have small actionable things that I'm consistently doing daily to move me toward there. So when a challenge comes in, all I do is focus on what's controllable. I'm not in control of this challenge. Sometimes I may be in control of it, but most of the time you're not in control of the challenges that come into your life. It's the way that we respond to the challenge that gets the outcome that we're after. So I just wanted to share that little piece with you guys, because this helped me massively. My capacity, I'm fully aware of what I'm capable of and where I'm spending my time, i.e. energy, and what I'm moving toward. And my hope is, for those that resonate with this, you can feel that message and look to create your version of that, because there's no one or anything outside of you that can tell you what your version of physical health is, what your lifestyle should look like, or what your mental wellness state should be. It all comes up to you, and it's an internal connection or an internal interest that allows you to be able to move toward what is ideal for you.